What is going on, guys? Miles here, and in this video we'll be taking a look at the patch 1.07 and the most important changes in it for Call of Duty Black Ops 4. So this patch was a pretty big one. It did take me quite a while to download on my PS4, but after looking at the patch notes, it turns out there's not like a ton of gameplay changes made in this update. To be fair, there were a ton of like bug fixes and crash fixes across multiplayer, blackout and zombies, but as for specific gameplay changes, there really weren't that many. But let's take a look at some of the new features. If you guys are playing on Xbox and PC, Nuketown is now going to be available as a free map, as it has been out on PlayStation for a week now, and also across all platforms a new game mode was added into the game called TDM 100, which is basically normal TDM but with the kill cap being 100 rather than 75. There were quite a few changes made to score streaks in multiplayer in patch 1.07. They have changed the care package a little bit, as they have basically decreased the time which it takes for the care package to drop in, but they have reduced how often high-end score streaks can be received in these care packages. The dart score streak has had its cost reduced from 500 to 450 and 350 if you are using the ComSec device, which I don't really have an opinion on because I've never used that score streak myself. However, the RCXD has had an increased score streak cost from 450 to 500, and now that will be 400 if you're using the ComSec device. The Lightning Strike has had a reduce in cost from 900 to 850, and now 600 if you're using a ComSec device. So the ComSec device really does have a lot of value if you're going to be using the Lightning Strike, and once again, I'm not sure if this buff was that necessary, because I felt like the Lightning Strike was pretty good before this patch, but now it's going to be even more value. The cost of the sentry gun has been reduced from 950 to 900, and now 700 if you're using a ComSec device, which I think is good because I don't think many people use that score streak in the game. The Hellstorm has had its score cost increased from 850 to 950 and 750 if you're using the ComSec device, and although I don't really like this change, I think it is fair enough because I felt like the Hellstorm is actually a really good score streak and it was one I used all the time. The Sniper's Nest has had its score cost reduced from 1100 to 1050, which is a very small change, and it is now 850 if you're using the ComSec device, but I felt like this change is at least a good change because I felt like there's not really a point using the Sniper's Nest when the attack chopper seems to be just way better, so hopefully it'll be a bit more balanced now. The cost of the Mantis has been increased to 1100 and now 900 if you're using the ComSec device. The Thresher has had its cost reduced from 1250 to 1200 and 950 if you're using the ComSec device. And finally, the attack chopper has had its cost increased from 1200 to 1300 and now 1000 if you're using the ComSec device. And I feel like this change is fair enough because, like I said earlier, I think the attack chopper is actually a beast. The final change made to score streaks is that the score you get for score streak kills has been reduced from 25 to 10, which is actually a huge change, and I'm not sure if that affects the UAV and counter UAV or not, because it does only mention score streak kills and not like medals or whatever like UAV assists, so I don't know if it affects the UAV or counter. If you guys do know, let me know in the comments down below. As for weapon changes, only 2 weapons were actually changed in multiplayer if you're playing on console. The Swordfish has seen a buff as it now has reduced upward recoil, which is pretty surprising because I feel like this gun gets buffed every single patch, so it's got to be good at some point. Surely it's going to be an absolute beast by now. And the final change is to the ABR-223, which now has reduced upward recoil and has an extended 4-hit kill range from 25 meters to 32 meters. But if you're playing on PC, there were a few weapon changes which were only made to that platform, so these were made for a bunch of SMGs in the game. For the Spitfire, the Cordite, the MX9 and the GKS, these weapons now have reduced ADS movement speed in Blackout and multiplayer only on PC. This is basically a revert to the change which was made last week in the patch notes. And also on PC, a few of these SMGs have been changed in multiplayer as well. The Spitfire now has reduced damage within a 9 meter range. The Cordite now has reduced damage within a 3 meter range, the MX9 now has reduced damage in a 6 meter range, and finally the GKS now has reduced damage in a 3 meter range. So this might mean that it's impossible to now get a 5-hit kill with SMGs on PC, but I don't exactly know since I don't play on that platform. But there we have it, they were all of the important changes which were made in the patch update 1.07 for Call of Duty Black Ops 4 on PS4, Xbox One as well as PC. Let me know what you think of these changes down in the comments below, and if you found this video useful, leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more Black Ops 4, but I'll see you guys in another video.